the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. We got a great show lined up for you today. I hope everybody is doing well. Punch that like button. Punch that like button, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on, man? It's Friday. It is a beautiful Friday, and y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. We got 112 people already up in here, and it's gonna grow, but hit the like button so they'll know that we're live. All right, punch that like button. Okay, TD woke up and wants to stir the pot. That's Brent. What do you mean stir the pot, man? What do you mean stir the pot? You know, you gotta stir it. You don't want it to stick to the bottom, right? You gotta eat. McGenius or McDummy? I'm gonna stick with McGenius until proven otherwise. Okay. What's up, Carnell? What's going on, man? Friday turn up. Yes, let's turn up. Yes, color commentary in the building. I love you, color, man. California, what's going on? Man, shout out to the mod squad. Shout out to all the members of the channel. Shout out to those members who are donating memberships to other people as well, man. Carol City 305, I see you, homie. That's what's up. TD woke up and chose violence. Why you say that? I'm waking up having a good time. I ain't bothering nobody. Nobody bothering me. We all good, baby. Don't always agree with TD, but I always tune in, man. As Brent, that's the ultimate respect, bro. That's the ultimate respect that you can give me, man, is when you don't agree, but you still tune in. I mean, it's a good product, and you can respect the difference of opinion. That's what it's all about. That's all it's all about, man. TD, did you join Who Was Hung Fu? Nah. I'm doing a 3-hour drive now. Keep me entertained, TD. Man, I got you, man. I got you. All right. Well, I don't know about 3 hours, but I got you. I keep you entertained as long as I can. All right. We'll see. Jersey in here. That's what's up. Hope this not a all two episode. No, we got QB tiers to do. We got QB tiers to do, y'all. We got to figure out what tiers these QBs belong in. Man, I'm calling it. We getting Lamar and Derrick Henry after the draft. Hey, if that's what you believe, man, okay. Hey, listen, I'm not going to, anything is possible. I just think at this point that's highly unlikely after listening to Mike McDaniel, okay? Highly unlikely, okay? Geraldo, what's up, man? Can we add a judo tier? No judo tier. But y'all hit that like button, all right? We got 150 people in here. Let's hit that like button at least. Do the channel that solid, okay? Go ahead and punch the like button. Not in the number 8, Javon Holland. I'm glad we have that old line covered, running it back. You never know, though. You know, this is why these guys get paid the big bucks, man. This is why they get paid the big bucks to make, you know, dicey decisions like this. Because if it works out, you're a genius. You're a genius. TD got Fins Nation going crazy. Why you say that, Solo Boys? Why do you say that? Why you say I got Fins Nation going crazy? Come to the Dolphins, Deshaun Elliott. Oh my gosh. Right tackle. Trust me, I know. We all know what we need. Okay. We all know what you need. Flipside Fishing just came in the building. What's up, homie? If it don't, bye-bye, McDaniel. Exactly. Availability is the best ability. Tyreek Hill. Yeah, man, that was tough. That was tough just to even swallow that. TD, have you done a mock draft yet? No, and I probably won't. Bro. I got to keep it a buck with you, Nico. I'm telling you now, it doesn't matter who the content creator is, whoever they put in a mock and whoever they say we're going to get, there's a 99% chance we don't get that individual. Okay? Eichenberg at right tackle. Nah, that ain't happening. Forgot to go my who is trash color commentary. I don't care about the draft at this point. Who do you like at 51? Whoever they pick. That's what I mean. I can go through the process of wasting my time and naming people I like. They're not going to select that person. They're not going to select that person at 51. I don't know a single person who literally has predicted a pick outside of the first round, 14, and they picked them. I don't know a person. Like never. All the mock stuff is just for fun. Like mocks were fun when we had 3 first-round picks and stuff like that. You see what I mean? That's when you just play around because you got 3 first-round picks. 3 first-round picks. We had that situation like twice, and that's where it was fun. But when you back to the normal, and we ain't even at the normal, we ain't even got 1. So whoever they pick at 51, trust me when I tell you, 9 times out of 10, nobody would have seen that coming. On draft night, people are going to be like, I thought they should have got that person, but this is a good pick. That's what everybody going to say that. I've been doing this for almost 5 years now. At some point, you learn what's necessary and what's not. All this mock stuff, most of the time is just to get you through for the end result to be you ain't get nobody we mocked. We ain't get nobody we mocked. That's how that works. I mean, go back to Tua's draft. We knew that possibly Tua at 5 because of the tank for Tua, right? But nobody saw Austin Jackson getting selected where he got. Not a single soul had him on their board. And the Miami Dolphins selected him there. And you definitely can't tell me anybody saw us selecting Noah Monogamy where we did. It's always a waste of time. It's one of them. It's like fantasy football, just something that, well, fantasy football 10 times better, but it's just something to get you through, giving you, different looks at if we do this and do that. It never works out. If we had our 2 firsts, you would do mocks TD stop. Yeah, David, I just told you it was fun when we had 3 first round picks. If we had 2 first round picks, yeah, I'd be doing mocks. But we ain't even got 1. So it's a waste of time. And I just told you as well, anything outside of the first round, man, 99% of the time you ain't getting that player. So the only time I do mocks is if we talking really first round picks. So I'm not gonna. I mean, I could bore you with mocks after mocks after mocks, but like I said, nobody's gonna get a mock right. So that's just my take on it. I don't mean to, dismiss it, but it's a waste of time to me. Anywho, how did the 3 first round picks work out? Any playoff wins? It's still early. Come on now. It's still early. Y'all hit that like button. We got almost 200 in here, but punch that like button. It's been a minute, TD. How you feeling about Mike White? I'm glad you're here, Bush. But Mike White, I ain't gonna lie. I love quarterbacks like Skylar Thompson, Mike White, the potential spark. You know what I mean? So, and they're young. So you don't automatically have your preconceived notion that you have for Jacoby, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Teddy. You know what they are and what their ceiling is. But guys like Mike White and all of those, you never know if you get a Nick Foles run. Now, it was shortly lived, but hey, you never know if you get a Super Bowl off the back of one of those guys just from replacing the starter from being hurt. Never know. So I like the Mike White move. We're not going to need 2 first to get Lamar. It's not happening, okay? Hoping for a positive TD. Hope he find himself again soon. As I've always been the same guy, Mikey. I've always been the same guy. Believe it or not, I am a very positive, optimistic individual. It's just that when history continues to repeat itself, you got to get on the right side of data. You have to get on the right side of data. You have to. And if that means, your honesty being very critical and it's not all, roses and peaches and all that good stuff, then you just got to be honest, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate it. I want to be that optimistic, positive guy, but there is a moral conflict within myself where I don't want to just be lying to people for clicks. I got to keep it 100. I could sell this team right now all positivity, but at the end of the day, I would be lying to myself and you all of how I truly feel. I would be lying. And at the end of the day, it may sell and it may be more lucrative. It may get more reception. It may get more, people that follow you and support you. But I can't sell out like that. It's just not natural. And at the end of the day, at some point, will I not be known as the guy that's always wrong? Think about it. If I would have been positive for the last 5 years, right now, I would just be the guy that was always wrong. The guy that's always wrong. Be honest, but just keep believing. You are a good guy and one of us. Well, Megan, thank you for that. But trust me, I have never stopped believing. You remember the show last night when I said we went up to like 28 things that we need to happen that are, and all of them won't happen? I am that guy when that ball kick off in September, hoping that all 28 happen. Believing all 28 will happen. If you follow this channel and you follow it, very intently, you'll know that I'm the most critical person of Tua Tagovailoa, at least I believe, out there. But when that ball kicks off, Who's the cheerleader? When that ball kick off, let's go, Tua. Let's go. Who's that guy who always right back into believing and hoping for the best? I am that guy. I have never wavered. We have never had a kickoff and I was like, here we go with Tua. Never. Not a single game have you saw me on my show start out, oh boy, here we go, Tua finna ruin this game for us. Not once. You have always gotten me giving him my full support at kickoff. Now, that may alter through the game, but I can only give what he's given on the field. But I start every game optimistic for him. Go ask me my projections for every game he had this year. Almost every game I said this game he'll throw for about 280, 320. I think he'll have 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, which is really good. You know, manage the game. Just don't be the reason we lose. I'm that guy. The problem is, since I have an opinion that I don't believe in his long term, that's all people hear, and they want that to translate to me being the bad guy. It's just sad how our fan base, how it's gone, where people ride so hard for him that you're not even allowed to have an objective opinion about him. So, you know, and I'm gonna be honest, I've kicked back on some people like that, came at them. You know, it is what it is. I've tried to, antagonize certain people that don't respect other people's opinions, because I just think that that's the rudest thing and most disrespectful thing that you can do, is attack someone because they have an opinion that's different than yours. And the one thing you can't say in this community is that I have ever attacked somebody for having a difference of opinion. I've disagreed with people, but I have never attacked someone, called them out of their name, and disrespected them because they believe something other than what I believe. And that's where the line is drawn in the community. That's where the line is drawn. It's just simply attacking people for having a difference of opinion. And you know what? Let me say this. Listen, guys. We're not going to do the disrespect anymore. We're not going to get involved with the petty dramas of the community anymore on this channel. Listen, I'm going to address this for the last time, but I need y'all to listen up, because I got to go ahead and take a hard stance on this. At this point going forward, we are not going to allow people that's being disrespectful to infiltrate our space. They are not worth our time nor energy. So mods, I'm calling on y'all. If you see anyone, and I mean anyone, starting, mentioning, or instigating any drama in the comment section, and I do mean any, big or small, with any outside creators, platforms, 209, I ain't talking about the T-Rich 209 and all that. I'm talking about the disrespectful people. If it's personal insults and attacks, time them out and give them a warning. If it happens again, please let me know so that I can block them. I don't care who it is. Do not abuse this, though. Difference of opinions isn't an issue. We all of the mods are mature enough to know the difference between a difference of opinion and disagreeing and saying that I'm wrong versus disrespect. Okay? We are facilitating and fostering an environment that is family friendly, respectable, and just good humanity, I'll just say. Because at the end of the day, the disrespect is where the line gets drawn. Everybody is entitled their opinions. But I'm staying away from the disrespect. I've been getting more messages from people saying that they watch the channel because it's gotten them through their chemo. It helps them through their road trips as drivers. It's helped them through the most rough times of their life. And I want to make sure that that's what this show is about, helping people get through. They have great content that they enjoy, love listening to. It's bigger than football. It's bigger than the drama. When I have people saying, man, you helped me get through my chemo sessions, man, we lost great. I lost a Dolphin fan a few years ago, and, we did a show on it. He listened to me through his fight the entire time, and we lost our brother. And that was a joy for him in his last days. And his wife, she still reaches out on occasions and just thanks me for that. It's bigger than this drama. I am no longer going to allow the drama to enter into my environment. It is not worth it. So many young kids are watching us from people. I mean, I go to training camp and, take photos with these kids and do things like that. But the disrespect and the bad talk and all that we get in the comment section, they don't need to see that mess. My own sons watch this. This is always and will continue to be a family show. First and foremost, we are all being held to that standard here, including myself. I'm not going back and forth with y'all. I will have an educated debate on the game. Anything other than that, it's beneath me. Sorry. It is beneath me. So it's the last time I am going to address that. I'm not in the business of going back and forth or having a contest with people to see who's better at this and who's better at that. I'm not. I'm not in competition with anyone. Healthy debates only. You don't like my opinion, say you don't like the opinion and tell us yours. But we will no longer stand for the disrespect just because you don't like somebody's opinion. That though you got to be a child. And I cannot sit around here playing with children all day. I cannot sit around here playing with kids all day. So again, everybody will be held to that standard, including myself. Period. Let's get back to doing this the way that it should be. Everybody giving their opinion, whether you like it or not, but we respecting it in the sense that we don't have to degrade or disrespect or bring anybody down because it's different than yours. And I urge all y'all to take that even in your personal life, because it's gotten out of control, not only on this platform, but in this community. But the one thing I will tell you that no one in this community can ever say is that I have disrespected anybody because their opinion different than mine. Matter of fact, that I have disrespected anyone at all. Period. And everybody in this community can't say that. And that is where the issue is in this community. So all this back and forth and tagging me and drama that's going on out here, I am not going to be a part of this crap. And you want to know where the culprits are? Just look for the people who disrespect others because of their opinion, who talk down on others in their platforms and what they're doing. I've never dogged another platform or anything. I've done nothing but big up all platforms, whether they deserve it or not. This is not a competition. It's not for creators to be going back and forth at each other. That is for the viewers to decide what they like and what they don't like. But that's the last thing that I am going to say on that. But I promise you, Dolphin fans, I am working really hard behind the scenes to bring y'all some of the best quality stuff that we have out here. And the things that I'm trying to work on now are so amazing, man. And y'all are going to love it if it all comes to fruition for the Dolphin community. Y'all are going to love it. So I'm working hard on back channels with some great people to make some things happen. And if it goes through, y'all are going to love what some of us out here have to bring to the table. I'll just say that, okay? Love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I always will. We don't have to agree on everything, but I respect every single one of you all. Okay? All right, that's it on that. Brandon R with the donation said, "You're a joy as I'm struggling at work right now. So thanks for what you do, brother. You help me get through my day. Thank you." And every time I hear these type of messages, man, it reminds me it's bigger than me. There are people where they got up on a Friday and bust they behind all week. And they didn't want to do this last day. They're just so tired. But you know what? TD on, this is going to help me for a good part of my day. For a good part of my day. Love your streams while I'm working for home. That's what's up, man. Love it. All these work from home people too. It's also motivation seeing your family life. God bless. That's what's up, Sharifs. Go to Instagram. I share a lot of stuff that we do off camera, the family stuff as well. So go to Instagram. So check me out on Instagram. My wife been posting a lot of stuff, little vlog stuff from the day to day. And I share a lot of her stuff so you can get a little peek into, some of our family times as well. Just FYI. TD, you're an amazing person. Hyro, I don't let the camera fool you, bro. I'm trying my very best to be an amazing person, but everything ain't perfect in my life, man. Cameras go off too, and everything ain't always a smile. Well, I try to make everything a smile. And trust me, I'm blessed. God has blessed me and my family, and things are going right, but things ain't supposed to go right for everybody all the time, even if you see it on camera. So I never want y'all to think I ain't human. I do strive to be goals, though. I do strive for people to be like goals. I want me and my family to be like that. I do strive for that because that means it's setting a precedent. That means I'm doing something right. Me and my wife are doing something right, but we strive to be better and better every day. We have our shortcomings, but we try to correct them as soon as we notice them. But that's life. It's just I get a little not so much defensive, but I kind of pause people every time they say things like that. You're an amazing person. Thank you. But being an individual in itself is work. Working on ourselves and working on your image and how you're viewed. It's always a daily process. So I'm always trying to be a better person. William Ray said, "I do feel disrespected, and here is why. When are you going to release the rap song you made? Because I need it for my ringtone." Choking. Well, first off, which rap song? I had one for the freaking playoffs, but it was glorifying Tua too much because we got there and it would have been a proud moment for him to play. And I was going in like I was out, man. I was flowing. I was get Tua, and y'all would have thought I was a Tua near, man. I ain't gonna lie, I love the song too. And I deleted it. I was so mad because I can't use it. I couldn't use it because he wasn't even there for the playoffs. Man, see if I even remember it. Damn, I don't even know if I remember it. Yeah, and the Dolphins in the playoffs. Everybody did their job, no layoffs. Man, Tua did his thing. He ain't play soft. And it's time to celebrate. Go and play golf. No, I mean I forgot. It was all kind of stuff. It was funny and dope and all that, man. TD, the success you have, success. Dang, it went by fast. Let me go back and find it. Oh, he took it away, I think. He took it away. I can't see it now, I don't think. Oh, I don't even remember all the words. TD, thank you for your platform. It really is an escape for me. Whether we agree or disagree, I still consider you a pillar of the community. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. Ghost of Tools Potential. That's interesting. He said, thanks for being you. You have taught me so much about football and life. Thanks again. Salute to you, man. Thank you, bro. When is TD going to get signed by Jay-Z? Why don't I just go independent? Why I got to be signed from somebody? Why don't I make my own music, put it out there, grow my own fan base, so I ain't got to give, Jay-Z a cut? Why I got to be Jay-Z? They got to take a cut. Think about that. Who on the BS, Miss Hillary, aka Mrs. TD? Oh, what's she talking about? The wifey in here. I just noticed. The love of my life is in here. I love you. Oh man, messing my vocals up. Oh man, they don't want me to serenade you right now. Y'all stop gassing him up with this music, baby. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Chef Jew, my home man, that's my brother, man. He said always 2 years as your first member. Love you, fam. Man, hey, you got 2 more months, Chef Jew, but nah, I know, man, it's bigger than the 2 years as my first member, man. You've been rocking with us for so long and behind the scenes showing so much support to the channel, man. It's some of y'all, man, that have always shown so much love and support to everything we've done. My homie Michael Jordan, Cappy the Penguin, of course, Chef Juve, Insanity. I mean, it's so many people that, show big time love to this channel, bigger than y'all will ever know. Always has, and it's just greatly appreciated. Oscar Ortega, salute to you, homie. We got something big that he's doing for the channel that I'm gonna be announcing in the next few weeks. Just thankful for all y'all, man. Just thankful for all y'all. Right? Greatly appreciated, man. So many people. Sorry, Miss Hillary, but TD got bars. Yeah, man. When your own wife be hating on the bars. When your own wife be hating on the bars, it's all good though. Can't make everybody happy. Can't make everybody happy. Love the channel. Thanks, John. Walter, LOL, stop encouraging his music. Babe, see, Mod, y'all ain't doing your job. See, y'all supposed to be like TD, you need to block your wife. Oh, I ain't blocking her. She'll come at me. Oh. Cease 007 said, TD, the success you have with your channel is inspiring and you've grown so much. Look at the YouTubers you've influenced. You're the Oprah of YouTube. Man, the Oprah. Man, I need that cash, though. I need that Oprah cash, man. I need that Oprah cash. But nah, I know what you mean, man. That was always my goal. That was always my goal. People say, why did you start a channel? What made you want to start it? I always tell y'all the story of the national media always got it wrong with us. They don't even know nothing about the team, But another reason why I started the channel is because I was such a Miami Dolphins content addict. This was when I was in corporate America and they told me I needed to, take some core business courses so I can get promoted again. And I would drive out to a community college and take, certain business classes. And but I'll be sitting there for like an hour waiting on the next class between classes. And I'll just be looking for Dolphin content. I'm on ESPN, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. And eventually you run out on Tuesday. Like I went every day, but Tuesday, while I'm waiting on the second class, there's no more. And I'm searching high, I'm searching low. There is no content. I just need to hear Dolphin content. I don't care where it's coming from. Just want to hear Dolphin content and couldn't find it. Now, it took 4 years after that for me to do my thing, but that was a part of it. That was a big part of why, because I wanted to provide some content that people actually got it right. Miami sports music. Love you, man. I love you, brother. My fellow Finlaw. Salute to you. The homie in here, man. What my wife said, just hold the rude comments. But yeah, man. So when I did start this, though, I was inspired to inspire others, because that's why I also put in there home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. This ain't no dig on any other place, but I know that when I talked real, I was going to get real fans. When I talked real about our team and I knew what I was talking about, unlike the national media, I was going to attract real fans. And that was one of the main reasons TD PHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. But then I'm still a guy who wants content. So I always, man, when I start bringing people on the show, hearing their voice, man, you got a good voice, man. You know what you're talking about. You should start you something. You should start you something, man. You know how many people I said that to? Because there are some naturals. There are some people who are really, that could be very successful. So now I look back in just a short amount of time, almost 5 years, and I will say I've influenced this almost an entire social media culture for the Miami Dolphins. I have had a massive influence, and I ain't saying that to toot my own horn, but I do realize that. I do realize that. You can go all up and down the community. 90% of the entire Dolphin community is influenced off of either loving what I did or hating what I did. And that's a fact. It's a fact. So now y'all got unlimited content out here. Matter of fact, it's too much now. It's finally too much. It's finally too much. That's all we ever wanted, it to be too much. We got more than we need. Thank you. You know, we got content, man. And however you like it. However you like it. You like it this way, you got that. You got like it that way, man. We got Baskin Robbins, baby. Hey, however you like it, every flavor. So, and there's still people doing it. And still people starting news. So I love it, man. C007 just showed love with a donation. Zach, 5 years coming. Yeah, man. In 2 months, I'll be doing a show May 20 something. I got to go back and look at the day, but I'll do a show celebrating 5 years, just hitting the live button, just, bringing y'all on to talk about what y'all remember over the years and where we are today, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. And then you think about it, some of the people that, I may have put on are starting to put others on. So it's just a growing community, and it doesn't get any more beautiful than this. This is what it's about, man. And the only thing that we need to correct in our community is just making sure everybody is respecting others' opinions. That's it. You can talk about them, you can comment on them, but we just got to remove the disrespect. That's all. You could disagree, break down why somebody's wrong. That's all good analytic. That's analysis, excuse me. But we just got to remove any and all forms of disrespect out of the conversations, and our entire, environment will be healed. It's a Tua isn't making it bad, then other things aren't making it bad. What's making it bad is the fact that in our expression of differences, we're continuing to add disrespect. It's that simple. Regardless of what side you on, it's just expressing our differences. We gotta stop including disrespect. I ain't talking about a simple, you're delusional. Oh man, you must be don't know football. I ain't talking about that little petty stuff. But the idiots and you're stupid. I can't believe you listen to this idiot. All of that extra stuff, man, unnecessary. Those are the issues in the community. All right, and that's it. Okay, stop looking for other places. TD, I be on your Twitter, man. The disrespect is serious. Yeah, man. Yeah, they got mad at me yesterday, man. I ain't even do nothing wrong. All I did is said Tyreek, no, he can't be doing what he doing. That comment, and they making it seem like I started World War III. I mean, it's but y'all also have to understand when you do have a certain level of success, everybody ain't playing the same game you're playing. Everybody ain't, what could I say? Everybody's not happy for your success. Everybody, some people wish they had the success you had. So therefore, it's going to come with some vitriol. It's going to come with it's just a part of how it works, man. Jealousy is a real thing, TD being all in his feelings today. Hey, sometimes you got to, man. TD, your football knowledge is getting better also. I remember the T Hill days. Wow. Come on, man. C007. Listen, man. Listen. He said it's getting better. Remember the Tannehill days. I don't, well, you know what? I don't know if I was still ever wrong on Tannehill. When he got everything around him, he put up some great numbers. He had the highest passer rating in the NFL, like somebody else we know. When you got everything around certain people, they elevate to the top. I don't know if I was actually wrong about him when you think about it. I know you trolling, man. I know. D-Hug all day, 22 months a member, man. Another day one. He said, I hope you and the fam are doing well, bro. We are, man. We are. Thank you for hoping that as well. Keep us in your prayers that we continue to, because the devil will always try to attack. When your biggest blessing is on the way, the devil will always try to attack when things are going well, especially when you're a light for others to want to be that way. The attacks start to come. And they get heavy. So it's all good, man. Just keep us in your prayers, because, sometimes it's a weight to carry. You're always the center of attacks, center of, your character being called out and all type of different things. So appreciate you. Just keep that in mind when you pray at night. We are always interested in receiving every single one of you all's prayer for our family. All right. Walter, you have no idea. All right, what is he doing in Tennessee? He ain't doing nothing to me, but at the same token, the numbers are pretty dope when you look at his career in Tennessee. You put it all together, some would say that's top 5, top 10 quarterback. But just saying. All right. Time shall tell, but hit that like button, y'all. All right, so we got the QB tiers. All right, TD, you doing more collabs? Yes, I am. I actually have a big collab coming up. Y'all gonna like it. Y'all gonna really like it. Matter of fact, after this show, I'm gonna hit them up and see what day next week we're gonna do it. I got two heavy hitters coming on the channel, man, at once. And we're gonna talk it out next week. We got a lot to talk about. So I'm gonna leave the speculation up to y'all, but we're gonna get it rocking and rolling. All right. What's crazy, Tannehill is one of our top 5 QBs of all time. Let that sink in. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, we'll get into all of that. But we got the QB tiers. And I'm gonna need y'all help with the QB tiers, because this year it's more interesting than anything. Oh, matter of fact, y'all give me a second, because I do need to pull it up. I didn't have that prepared. Y'all forgive me for that. All right. Yeah, give me a second. Window. Yeah, give me a second. Just try to see how this will work. Because we got this new layouts on StreamYards. They got a lot of neat things you can do. All right, let me put my camera slot. All right, let me add another item. Brandon R just became a member of the channel. That's what's up. Salute, Brandon, and welcome. All right. Okay, let's see. We're going to put this on top. We're going to blow this up. Yeah, give me a second. All right, we're going to go to view. We're going to go 200. No, that's too much. We're going to go 150. 150 is good. I could put myself up here. One moment, y'all. Just trying to figure this layout. Okay. We're getting there. Yeah, I'll go small. I don't need to be giant. All right, save new layout. All right, we'll save this. All right, oh, we got another member. Sky's the limit. Join the membership again. What's up, man? Thank you, brother. Thank all y'all, man. Y'all show too much love. Appreciate y'all big time. All right. All right, screw all that. I'm messing it up now. I'll figure it out at some point. All right, here we go. So I also want to go over the rules to this too at some point. All right, so here we go. All right, so 100% Zoom is better. You think so? Let me see. No, I want people to be able to see the full screen. So I think this is better for us. Well, I'll bring it to 125. How about that? All right. We'll go 125 on them. No, never mind. Go back to 150. Anyway. All right, here we go, y'all. All right, here we go. Okay. Again, we're in Excel. So we have pretty much 9 categories: elite, great, really good, good, above average, average, below average, bad, and really bad. Okay. The quarterbacks on the right, they're not in their tiers yet. I just have them all listed. We're going to place them in where they belong. Now, here's the rules, because people going to come in here, oh, this is all messed up. No, understand how the key to this, okay? Players who have less than 5 years are in purple to indicate their official rankings could range from 2 levels up or 2 levels down. So everybody in purple has not played 4 years yet. They have either played, well, they haven't played more than 4 years. They are 4 years or less. And I have a fundamental belief that in 4 years or less, you still may not know their ceiling or their floor. So wherever we place them, it's where they are now. But remember, their long-term projection could be 2 levels higher or 2 levels lower. We just leave that open for them. Those that are not in purple, they've already played at least 5 years in the NFL, and they are who they are. This is what they are. We're not talking about 2 levels up or 2 levels down. We're taking their entire career so far and placing them where they belong. So let me give you an example so that you're not biased in this, okay? Take, for instance, someone like Geno Smith. Where is he? Geno Smith. Geno Smith for his career has been what to you all? Take last year out of the equation. Take the one great year out of the equation. What has Geno Smith been for his entire career to y'all? Some would have average. Some would have below average. Some would say slightly above average. Now, what was Geno last year? What was Geno last year? This year that we just completed. His full season, what would you say Geno was for that? Just that one season. If it were me, I would put Geno in the good realm. He was good this year. He was good this year. I got 10 years of average in 1 year of good. I'm not putting Geno Smith for his career in the good category. A matter of fact, I would even debate if I'm going to put above average. It still might be average. 10 years of average and 1 year of good still might end up average. Do you see what I'm saying here? But that's why we do this together, because we can debate it, we can talk about it, we can show our disagreements and why. So you have to look at the tenure of a player as well. So we're going to do all of that, okay? That's how this is going to work. And we're going to start from top left to right and work our way all the way down. I did not put these quarterbacks in any particular order, so don't think that it's in any order. Okay? That will be the same logic for Tua, TD. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will start with our buddy, Trevor Lawrence. Here we have, and y'all give me a second because I'm going to be operating dual screens here. Bear with me one moment. Just getting my layout together the right way. All right, Trevor Lawrence. So each of these guys I'm going to talk about a little bit before we go too far in depth, okay? Trevor Lawrence is a quarterback who has only played 2 years in the NFL. His rookie year was not great. Okay. Now, mind you, his rookie year, he did throw for 3,641 yards. And as a rookie, that's actually fair. That's, actually shows some promise. And also the fact that it also shows a level of being healthy as well. He started 17 games and played all 17 games his rookie season with a 3-14 record. Okay. Now, give me a second. Aggravating these pop-ups. All right, so with that being said, his rookie season, he had about a 60% completion. He threw for 3,641 yards. He had 12 touchdowns, but 17 interceptions. It's not great at all, but that is a start in your career. Now, he comes back in 2022, and he puts together a Pro Bowl season. He also makes the playoffs. All right. And he goes 9-8 and leads his team and makes a drastic improvement with 66.3 completion percentage, almost 7-point increase. He also increases his yardage to 4,113 yards. He added another pretty much 500 onto last year. He more than doubled his touchdowns with 25, and he more than cut his interceptions in half to 8. That is movement for a quarterback from year 1 to year 2. It's almost like you give him year 1 and then you have year 2. I want y'all to tell me what you think so far, 2 years into this league. Trevor Lawrence, where do you have him? And once you put where you have him, I'll tell you where I actually have him. Okay? Put it in the comment section for Trevor Lawrence. Where do you have him? Now, this ain't his end all be. This ain't what you believe he gonna be. It's what he is right now. What he is right now. What he is right now. All right, my general senses that I'm getting from people is above average and good. That's what I'm getting from a lot of people. Above average and good. I'm going to explain to y'all where I have him and why I have him there, okay? Right now, I have Trevor Lawrence as good and knocking on the door of really good. He's not quite at the really good, but he's at the top of good. And let me explain why. Last year, as a rookie, some could say he was below average. But technically, as a rookie, I actually put him at average for the simple fact that as a rookie, you threw for 3,400 yards, which is above rookie, 3,600 yards, which is above rookie average, 60% completion. You didn't fall on your face. I felt like last year as a rookie, you were an average rookie. That's what an average rookie does. It's not great and elite rookies like some guys we've seen, but he was average last year from the standpoint of what a rookie should be. This year, I actually feel like he was really good. He wasn't just good this year. He was really good. Y'all really got to think about it. First of all, he stayed healthy for his team and played every game. He helped lead them to the playoffs. He also was a Pro Bowler this year. Not only that, he made the improvement, increasing his completion percentage by almost 6 points, 66%. That's top tier in the NFL. He threw for 4,100 yards as a sophomore. Touchdown to interception ratio is 3-1. Actually, a little better than 3-1. He had a heck of a year. And I think that it was really good. He needs to break that mold and get into that next tier level. 67% completion or better, 4,500 yards, 30 plus touchdowns, and less than 10 picks. And then he's in that next realm. But his trajectory is heading in the right direction. But right now, overall, I have him at good, and I give him a better weight on this year because it was year 2. It's more indicative of what you probably are than year 1 getting acclimated to the NFL. So, Trevor Lawrence, my friend, you will be elevated to tier 2. I mean, tier good. Okay. We will put Trevor Lawrence in the good category. All right. Y'all give me a second. I got paste. No, we'll just go values. All right. Tell me if you agree or disagree with Trevor Lawrence right now in the comment section. Now, remember, being that he's in purple, as of right now, his ceiling is a great quarterback and his floor is average. His ceiling is great and his floor is average. So we're not saying that he can't climb the ladder. Since he's less than 5 years, his ceiling as of right now is great and his floor is average. Okay. All right. Let's move it right along. Desmond Ryder. Right. Y'all give me a second. Let me go and plug him in. Where do y'all put Desmond Ryder? Now, we're talking about a guy who only played 4 games, but he has to go on here for the simple fact that, give me a second. He has to go on here. He's 2-2 as a quarterback. He got to go on here because he may be a starting quarterback this year. Or maybe since he only has 1 season, he's played 4 games and started those 4 games. He's 2-2, which means he is a 500 quarterback already. 63.5 completion percentage, 708 yards in 4 games. Not great, less than 200. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I'm going to be honest with y'all. We're going to make this easy real quick. We're going to make it easy. Given that he doesn't have a great sample size and he's not a train wreck, we're just going to go ahead and sit him in the average, okay? I think that's fair. I mean, you talk about a guy who only played 4 games. He's on here because he is projected to potentially be a starting quarterback this year, unless they draft someone. Okay, but he's 2-2 as a starter. All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo. What do y'all think about Jimmy Garoppolo? We're talking about a guy who has played 8 years, I believe now, if I'm not mistaken. He got 8 years under his belt. He has a career completion percentage of 60, almost 68%, which is actually phenomenal, just so you know. In 2022, in pretty much 10 games or 11 games. Well, let me go to the details, make sure he played that many. Yeah, in 11 games, 10 starts, he was 7-3. But Jimmy G got 9 years in this league, okay? Started his career, he wasn't even playing pretty much. Wasn't even checking for him. Some people say really good, some people say average. All right, let me see. Some people may not know, but Jimmy G's career record is 40-17. He has one of the highest winning percentages in the NFL. So he does win. His completion percentage for his career is one of the highest in the NFL. But remember, this is also a quarterback-friendly system. But the truth of the matter is, Jimmy G has played really, really, really good football. What it really comes down to is in the big games, how does he impact it? The man has 87 touchdowns, which averages somewhere close to about 1.4 a game. and he has 42 interceptions. So he's a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, which isn't bad either. I have to be honest with y'all. Now, remember, this is what he's been for his career. What has Jimmy G been for his career? The reality is Jimmy G is a good quarterback. He's the type of quarterback that's right on the edge of being really good, but he's already had the sample size that didn't work out where he couldn't win. Like if he would have just got one of those Super Bowls, he would be in the really good, really good. He will be cemented, but he will forever be a good quarterback until he can get over that hump and actually win a Super Bowl. Because he's the type of guy who can help you get to one, but you ain't winning one with him. And that's been proven. Guys like Jimmy G, Geno Smith, Jared Goff, Cousins, and Tannehill should be in the good category. Those guys are your starter, not franchise quarterbacks. Interesting. Interesting. But hey, let's add Jimmy G. Let's add Jimmy G to the list. Here we go, Jimmy G. All right. We'll take him out of there. All right. Next guy up. Next guy up. This was going to be a little controversial in what a lot of people decide, but Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think Brock Purdy belongs after such a small sample size for his career? Brock Purdy has a 67% completion percentage. Okay. Brock Purdy also played. Let me see. How many did he start, though? He started in 5 games. Let's say 6 because he played most of that Dolphins game. Amazing completion percentage. 6 games. He's over 200 yards a game. He's over 2 touchdowns a game. He only has 4 interceptions, which is phenomenal with the touchdown to interception ratio. He's over 3-to-1. And remember, he's young, so he got an opportunity to go up and go down. He has an opportunity to go up and go down, so he's still in that young range. But if you take his level of play last year, I think some of y'all are big time wrong for putting him at average or above average. Let me tell you why. Yeah, it was kind of, he got hurt, by the way, in the playoffs. But let me tell y'all why y'all wrong about putting him in average and above average. Technically, he played better than and more efficient than Jimmy G. I think you want to put him in average or above average because he has a small sample size and you don't know what he is yet. But all we could do is go off of what he's got given us so far. All you can do is go off of what he's given us so far. And technically, if you look at his numbers and how well he played, I got to be honest with y'all. Y'all ain't going to like this, but Brock Purdy is really good. Brock Purdy is really good. He played better than Trevor Lawrence and Jimmy G, more efficient, regardless of the team around him. Technically, his play constitute really good. His supporting cast is really good. Same with Jimmy Garoppolo's. Same with a lot of quarterbacks. And we're talking about a guy who got his first action on the field. Remember Trevor Lawrence rookie year? I understand the factors of a better team around them, but hey, your production is your production. Your production is still your production. We can't go off of taking points away just because he got this or he got that, right? This guy ain't expected to do nothing. We're talking about Mr. Irrelevant. Ain't expected to do nothing. But what did he do? He came out there and held his own. He looked better than Skylar Thompson. He looked better than Mike White. He played, and he was never the reason the team lost. Well, technically, they never lost with him except when he got hurt in the playoffs. He was 6-0. Official record is 5-0, but they're not counting the Dolphins game because he didn't start it. But that's 6-0. Why not, TD? We judge when the QBs have nothing. Absolutely, but once again, we don't have that sample size for him. All we have is what we have. What if he has nothing and still balls out? We can't automatically assume he won't. You only have the data that you have. And for people to say average when he played better than Jimmy G in the same system, for people to say above average when he played better than Jimmy G in the same system, I think you're just being, biased that he's young and we don't know what he truly is because we need more of a sample size. You can't do that on this list. You were what you were. You can't hold it against him for something you don't even know when he might even be better. But I'm sorry, I have to place him in really good, and he may not be there long. But the reality is that's the type of production that he gave him. That's the type of production that he gave. He gave really good production. And the reality is, the good thing is he is in purple. You're right. So that means his ceiling is elite and his floor is above average. His ceiling is elite and his floor is above average as of right now. But again, that can shift year to year based off of how you do. If we judging like that, Trevor Lawrence deserves really good. Why do you say that, Jose? We're not going to discount Trevor Lawrence rookie season. I already told you if we were going by last year alone, Trevor Lawrence would be good, really good. I've already said that. But Trevor Lawrence has 2 years under his belt, and we got to put those 2 years together. Remember, we explained these when we first started. We explained the rules and how it works. This is the fairest way to do it. Trevor Lawrence was really good last year. But you got to put both years together. All right. But yeah, this is just the reality. But we'll see. Again, time tells, and we'll play with these lists and we'll, move people up, move them down, have debates about them. Purdy didn't have to carry a team. And who did? Was Purdy not out there making the throws? And some very good throws, might I add. Let's not sit here and act like Purdy was out here just handing the ball off and throwing bubble screens the whole time. Purdy made some throws in some tight windows. We got Dolphin fans watching right now. Do we need to pull the film up against us? Sending pressure and all? Let's not sit here and act like Purdy wasn't literally balling. Come on now. All right, next up. Lamar Jackson. These are the difficult ones because you got a dual threat quarterback that doesn't need to get all his stats in throwing the ball. Okay. Lamar Jackson also is no longer in purple. He is now officially black. We're talking about a quarterback who won an MVP. who continues to be a fear threat in the league, who has just about all the intangibles. Where would y'all put Jackson? Put it in the comment section. Where would you put Jackson, Lamar Jackson? Now remember, these tiers have nothing to do with durability. These tiers are solely playing ability. What tier as a quarterback are you? What tier are you as a quarterback? We getting a lot of greats, grade and a half. Anybody who's in the average or above average realm, man, stop playing. He's definitely better than Trevor and Jimmy G. Right now, I have him as a great quarterback. But I have to be honest with y'all. I have Lamar closer to really good than I have him to elite. He's in the great category. Lamar is a great quarterback. But I actually have him a little bit closer. He's like on the lower great side. I have him a little closer to really good than I have him elite. But he still falls in the great category as of right now for his career so far, when he is healthy and on the field. He is a great player. That's my take on him. And again, I think I really want to see him in another system, because he's either going to take off and become an elite guy, or he's going to cement himself as really good. But I don't think he's going to stay in great for his entire career. I think that the Lamar Jackson is going to be either elite eventually or just really good when it's all said and done. I don't think he's going to finish his career sitting at great, because what makes him great also is the mobility factor of it. And you cannot rely on that forever as a quarterback, but he can throw the ball. But will that throwing the ball settle him into elite, proving it, or will it just sit him into really good eventually? All right, so Lamar Jackson, I have him as a great quarterback. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to be very unbiased. It's just my take, all right? Just my take. All right, next up, we got a long-term guy, Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton. What do y'all think about the 12-year veteran, Andy Dalton? This will be an interesting one. This will be an interesting one. Wait to see what y'all think. Andy Dalton, what do y'all think? Average at best, man. Some of y'all just getting as disrespectful as you can. Andy Dalton, y'all. I'm still waiting on a few more people really good for career. All right, so let's put things into context with Andy Dalton, okay? Now, here's what people need to understand when you talk about Andy Dalton. 4, 5, 6, 7. He had 7 careers where he was the guy. 7 years. 8, 9. Let's just say 9. 9. Wait, on 5. 9 years where he was the guy in Cincinnati. The problem I think people are having in the comment section is Y'all are letting the last 3 years weigh heavy on y'all. Y'all are letting the last 3 years be a part of the biggest part of the factor. Now, he hasn't had a great career completion percentage, 62.5. Okay. He's always put up to 3,000 to 4,000 yards, typical quarterbacks. He's always had a decent touchdown to interception ratio, but it wasn't jumping out the gym. And the yards per game, he did well. See, I follow Andy Dalton's career. I just didn't care much for him the last 3 years. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The Andy Dalton one is a tough one. I mean, we're talking about a guy who his first, 5 years perennially got his team into the playoffs. Maybe just one round, but I mean, we're talking about a 3-time Pro Bowler, but that still may not be saying much at all. Which is a tough one. Man, I gotta listen, man. This is my final on Andy Dalton. I gotta put Andy Dalton above average for his career. I gotta put him above average for his career. Do y'all disagree or do y'all agree? And it's such a shame because he's a good quarterback, but his career has been above average. He's elevated in the above average category, knocking on good. Put it like this: 3 years ago, I would have sat him in the good. But hey, you still playing. Them last 3 years actually put your career. Those last 3 years actually, because you were barely good. You were barely good for your career 3 years ago. But you played them 3 years, and it actually has you at the top of above average. Jose said, disagree. He was really good at one time. Jose, this is the second time you're judging somebody off of one time. You're judging somebody off of one time. Jose, this is his career we're talking about. He was really good for 5 years. Then he was average for another 5 years. And now you could argue for 3 years he's been below average. So when you put it all together, his career has been an above average quarterback. So again, let's follow the rules, Jose. We're not talking about what you were at one point. We're taking your entire career and putting you where you are. The career you had. He should be good, in my opinion. He's just old, dog. Out there now, he's the best backup in the league, in my opinion. Well, let me say this, sky's the limit. I would usually use that, but you gotta compare. See, you gotta compare him to the older quarterbacks. You gotta compare him to other quarterbacks that were 13 years. What was Tom Brady doing in year 13? What was Aaron Rodgers doing in year 13? What were most of the quarterbacks in year 13 doing? There's still a scale, bro. Just because you're older now, you're still playing. This is why Tom Brady will be the undisputed GOAT for a long time. Because with the exception of last year, he was still doing it in the year 2021 and all of that crap. Yes, Brett Favre, year 13, all of these guys. So being older ain't an excuse now. All those other guys we just named were still starters when they were older. Andy Dalton is a backup now. That goes on your resume. If you were trying to protect your resume, you should have retired 3 years ago. and you would have been in a good category. But right now, your career, you have been above average. You have been better than the norm for your career. You don't have no playoff success like that. So just because you were good at one point, I'm just saying. Again, I urge all y'all, like I said, make sure that you're using the full career. That's what we're trying to talk about here, your full career. Matter of fact, there's one more thing I want to look at. And look at this, man. This is the point. This is the point. I'm sorry. Heck no, he's above average. It's final. This man went to the playoffs 4 times in a row when he first got in the NFL. And he lost all 4 games. He is 0-4 in the playoffs. He is 0-4 in the playoffs. Jimmy Garoppolo, who has been at least more consistent, at least has postseason success. You can't put Andy Dalton above Jimmy Garoppolo. This man has 7 years starting and didn't go to the playoffs after his rookie contract. Soon as he got his money. 4 playoff appearances in his entire career, and he 0-4. Who was his wide receivers, TD? I don't know, and I don't care. Well, technically, I do know, and he had dogs at wide receiver. I mean, are we talking? Am I tripping or am I mixing up players here? Isn't this the same guy who had Ocho? Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm thinking about Alex or somebody. I don't know. Lamar has 1 playoff win, 1 more than Danny Dalton. And Lamar is 6 years in. Andy Dalton, we're talking what, 13 years, 14 or something? Come on, man. Yeah, that's who I meant, AJ Green. Yeah, man, and he put up numbers with it. Man, I thought he played with Ocho too. I thought he had a little bit of Ocho. I don't think I'm tripping. I think he did. I think I'm right on that. AJ Green, man, he had weapons too, man. Because that's what was scared. They had an air attack, man. I know I ain't tripping. He played with both. I figured. I know I ain't tripping. It's been a while, but yeah, man, he played with both of them guys. And they were airing it out. He was airing it out. He was getting yards and all. I remember they were pretty tough. They had the passing attack. But I'm sorry, you ain't got no postseason success whatsoever. After them first 4 years, your team never did nothing. No, man, he's an above average quarterback for his career, who had good moments and maybe occasional really good. But you are above average quarterback for your career. TJ Husmanzada, and they had a running game. I forgot who the backs were, but they always had a running game. No, miss me with that. He's a above average quarterback for his career. All right, man. Next up. Justin Herbert. Here we go. Dolphin fans. Oh, man. Here we go. Justin Herbert. Okay. Where would y'all put Justin Herbert on the list? Where would you put Justin Herbert on the list? Justin Herbert is not going to go into the elite category, so stop. Oh, man. Where would you put Justin Herbert for his career so far? All right, so let me give you a little background. For his career, he is a 67% completion percentage, which is excellent. For his career, he's already thrown for 14,000 yards. He has 94 touchdowns in his career, and this is 3 years. So he averages 31 plus a season. He also averages about 4,700 yards per season. Jesus. Man. Let me look at some more advanced stats. He got one Pro Bowl last year. He broke all kind of rookie records, as we all already know. His rookie season as a rookie, you could say that was elite football. His second year that he made the Pro Bowl, you could say that that was great football, in my opinion. Geez, yeah, last year threw for 5,038 touchdowns, only 15 picks. This year was a more down year, but it was still, I guess, top level. I mean, gosh, man, this is the crazy thing about Herbert. His worst year, he threw for 4,700 yards, 25 TDs, and 10 interceptions, and he was 10-7. Let me ask y'all a question: did the Chargers make the playoffs? Did they? I think they had first round. They were 0-1. Who did they play? I think they tanked against Jacksonville at the end. He threw one touchdown in that game and 0 interceptions. Yeah, they made the playoffs. Let me see here. Oh my gosh. Why is this thing folded on me? 273 yards in that game. Give me your Justin Herbert overall grade right now. Give me your Justin Herbert's overall grade right now. That's funny. Herbert's worst year was better than Tua's best year. Wow. Give me your grade for Herbert right now. Great so far. Great. Based on Andy Dalton, Herbert. Oh, that went by fast. Herbert would be really good. Okay. Good tier. Great. Really good. Solid B. Great. Really good. Great. Really good. Everybody has Justin Herbert between great and really good. I'm going to tell you what I think he is as of right now in his career, and then I'm going to give you some logic on why. Okay. Justin Herbert is a great quarterback. He's going to be in the great realm right now. He's at the lower level of great, but he's great right now. He is in that tier. Remember, we're talking also the guys in purple. They have a ceiling of 2 levels up and a floor of 2 levels down. Justin Herbert ain't going to ever be above average. I don't see that in him whatsoever. He ain't ever going to start rattling off above averages. That ain't his floor. His floor is just being a good quarterback. His floor is just being a good quarterback. I'm sorry. Your rookie year, you break all rookie year records, pretty much. Your second year, you make the Pro Bowl, you throw for over 5,000 yards, over 30 touchdowns, and only in less than 15 picks. Ridiculous. Last year, your down year is better than most of the good quarterbacks' year. So what you got from Herbert so far was a elite rookie year, an elite second year, and a good third year. He's bottom of great. Those who are saying no playoff success, he's 3 years in the NFL. He don't have to have it yet. This ain't an Andy Dalton comparison where we're talking about 13 years and you're 0 for 4. We're 3 years in. Most guys don't even make the playoffs in that time frame. We are 3 years in. Maybe he is overhyped, but all I'm telling you is his play on the field has been great for when you put the 3 years together. You have to look at the players around him. Go look at the players around him his rookie season. Go look at the players around him his second season. If you want to look at the players around him, he is the epitome of those were 2 elite seasons. Those were 2 elite seasons. And then if you want to, and again, I'm not considering what's around him for this. I'm just giving what he is. But those who want to make that argument about what's around him, look at what he did this year, playing hurt, missing, never having all his receivers at once. There were several factors that you could bring up about this year. So, and I'm not using any of that because that's not a part of the rules that I've said in this. So far, Justin Herbert has been a great quarterback. The bottom of great. The bottom of great. Next year, if he has another good year, he goes to really good for me. Next year, if he has an elite year, he might still be great to me, but at the top of great. But there's no denying what this kid has already done. There's no denying that. And honestly, I can care less with Herbert. But the reality is the reality. He's a special player. He's a special player. All right, let's move along. Geno Smith. Geno Smith, y'all. Where would you place Geno Smith? Geno Smith has a career completion percentage of 63%. Career of 64 touchdowns. See, let that sink in. See this one. Oh my gosh. See, this is what I be talking about. Look at the comparison, y'all. Look at the comparison. Like, you take a Geno Smith, right? 9 years, and he got 64 touchdowns on his career. And half of them came this year. Let that sink in. He had 30 touchdowns this year. Half of his touchdowns came this year out of his entire career. And Herbert in 3 years got 94 touchdowns. Let that sink in. Herbert on pace for 270 touchdowns in the same amount of time it took Geno to get 64. Let that sink in. And I'm not finna waste too much time on Geno because here's the reality. I'm not counting his 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th year. That's 6 years where he wasn't even a starter. He only started 5 games in 6 years. I'm counting it because you were a backup, but you came into this league, got 16 starts for 16 games, and went 8-8 with the 55% completion percentage, 12 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. You came out the gate a bum. You jumped out the gate, ain't even below average. He was bad his rookie year. His second year, he got another shot, and he went 3-10 in 13 starts before they benched him. 60% completion, 13 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. You went from bad to below average. And that caused you to basically be a bench player for 6 years after that. And now in 2021, wait, let me go back. Then in 2021, in Seattle, you got 3 starts. You go 1-2. Things look a little better from a completion percentage standpoint. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, but it's a small sample size, and now you put together a Pro Bowl season at the very end. So this is what you got. You got a bad year. You got a below average year. You got an average 3 games. And then you got what you could say is a great year. He had a great year last year. It wasn't elite. It was great. So you take your great, your itty bitty average for 3 games, and a big time bad and a big time below average. And where is your overall for Geno Smith? And once y'all tell me y'all overall, I'll tell you mine in the comment section. Give me your overall, and I'll give you mine in the comment section for Geno Smith. He's good or above average. He's average. Below average. Average. He average. Below average. Above average. Below average. Good. Above average. Yeah, okay. All right. Let me tell you where I end up with Geno. Okay? Geno Smith, as of right now, is a good quarterback. Y'all gonna beat me up for that. He's a good quarterback. Allow me to explain. First of all, his trash year, he was a rookie. His second year, he went from bad to below average, which is an improvement, but he was a second-year player. And also, don't forget the situation he was in New York, right? We ain't talking about the players around him. And then he continued with New York for so long as a backup, you don't know what he was. But he found his system in 2021 in Seattle. In that little 3 games, he was 68% completion. He averaged 240 yards a game, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. He found his quarterback-friendly system. Enough to that made them say, we're going to ride a full year with him. And what did he do that full year in a system that actually fits him? 70% completion. 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. That year, that great year alone, has a heavier weight than his rookie year. It has a heavier weight than his sophomore year. Geno Smith right now is a good quarterback. As of right now, he is a good quarterback. When you look at the whole sample size, those 6 years in between, he was thrown into no man's land, official backup. He barely even played. In 6 years, the man played 5 games. But he finally got into a system that fits him. Now, this year is going to be really important. Now, don't get me wrong. He is at the very bottom of the good category for me. It don't get any lower of a category than where he is for being good. But I'm sorry, you can see that those 3 games in 2021 showed a little something that said, could it have always been the system? I mean, he was coming from the Jets and stuff. I mean, they've always been a train wreck. And then he backed it up the very next year and balled out. They're on to something with him. Now, I'm not giving him the ultimate credit. It was a great season, so I don't have him in great, but I actually have him 2 levels lower. Somebody said, I say put Geno in purple. You might be right. I'm not going to do it because at some point you got to be able to show something in those 6 years that you didn't get a chance, to steal a job or something like Tannehill did Mariota. But I get your point, and it's a valid one. Technically, you could look at a player like Geno and say he belongs in purple like those guys. Technically. He's only been to the playoffs 1 time, and he lost that game. But again, it's very similar to Herbert. Only went 1 time and lost the game, and that was this year too. And Geno technically only had 3 real years of experience, just like Herbert. But we don't discount those other years for Geno. If I was taking all of those years away, Geno would actually be really good. No, he'd just be at the top of good for me still. But I got to put Geno Smith as a good quarterback right now. He is in a system that fits him, that works for him, and he's playing high-level football. And this is just the truth. And if he stays in that system, I look at it to continue to move forward for him where he may be able to elevate. Now, don't get me wrong. This ain't an easy one. For a large portion of the time, I wanted to put him above average and have him at the top of that. But the issue is his rookie year, it weighs so heavy in the bad category in his sophomore year. That's where people got most of their perception of Geno Smith, his first 2 years in the league. Since then, they've always labeled him as being who he is. So as of right now, I got Geno Smith as a good quarterback. And again, that is a fragile good. That is a fragile good. He can easily be, and people saying I'm tripping. So if Geno Smith go out there and duplicate what he did this year, and then he do it again, then what do you have to say? If Geno Smith go out here and have 2 more years like he had last year, then what do you have to say? Then what would you have to say? And I'm not giving him credit for what he can do for the next 2 years, but y'all have to look at the circumstance of his career. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Tua's evaluation is going to be very similar to Geno. I'm just going to tell you that up front. It's going to be not exactly the same, but it is going to be similar. It's going to be similar. But I got him as a good quarterback. All right, let me put him on here. Oh, he automatically went in purple. We'll put him in black. That's what you are right now. And again, these guys can change their trajectory just because they're in black. Year by year, they could change it. Well, this is where they are right now. Okay, Deshaun Watson, another interesting one. Another interesting one. Deshaun Watson. How do you look at this one? This is going to be interesting because of the games played. This is going to be interesting because of the games played. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, you got to include last year. I don't care how rusty it was. It goes into the evaluation. It's just a reality. We don't know what we're going to get from him going forward. We don't know. Yeah, I agree. I believe it's rust, but at the same token, we can't sit here and automatically just give him an excuse. So, with that being said, Deshaun Watson, we have a 5-year guy here. Okay. Technically 6 in the league. It's just he didn't play in 2021. All right. Now, we all know as a rookie, Deshaun Watson got injured. He was playing solid football. Yeah, you know, as a rookie, he has 62% completion percentage. Now, as a rookie, he has 1,700 yards in 6 starts. That's almost 300 yards a game, which is phenomenal as a rookie. 19 touchdowns in only 6 starts, which he was on his pace. He was on pace for over 50 touchdowns that year, by the way. If you go do the math, he was on pace for like 53 touchdowns, basically. The man had 19 touchdowns in those 6 starts and 8 interceptions. All right. I mean, so that's, you know, a little over 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, which is good. Yards out the kazoo. And basically, yardage wise, he was on pace for 618 multiplied by 3, almost 30, 21. He was on pace for about 4,900 yards as a rookie, 16-game season. So that rookie season, it's not a large sample size, but he played great football. I want to say elite, but I'm going to leave it at great. You know, interceptions, he had 8. That means he was on pace to have a high number, even though the ratio would have been phenomenal regardless. But I'm going to say great. Second year, he played 16 games, leads his team to the playoffs in 11-5 right away. He jumps up to a crazy, amazing 68.3% completion percentage. He throws for 4,200 yards. He has 26 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions, which means he kept the picks down. He lowered his pace from the previous years, and that was an elite season for him. As a sophomore, that's elite. That's right in line with what Herbert was doing, if not a little better. You could debate. And he was a Pro Bowler. 2019, he was a Pro Bowler again. He only played 15 games, and he went 10-5 and made the playoffs again. 2 playoffs in a row, and he got his first playoff win that year versus Buffalo, Josh Allen, by the way. And in that season, he had less yardage, even though he was one game he missed. He had 3,800 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 picks. It wasn't elite, it wasn't great, but it was a good season. That was a good season. So far we got great, elite, good. Great, elite, good. 2020 comes, he makes the Pro Bowl again, plays all 16 games, but he goes 4-12. People get on him for that, and I have no clue why, because it was actually, in my opinion, his best season, better than the 2018 season, to the point where his defensive teammates had to come out publicly and apologize to him and tell him that we are wasting your career. The man had an astounding 70.2% completion percentage. He had 4,800 yards. He threw for 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He had almost a 5-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. That was an elite season. So in 4 years, you had 2 elite seasons, 1 great season, and 1 really good season. Okay? Then last year, and I'm going to be honest with you, right now, take away last year, I got him on the border of great, the top of great, and bottom of elite. But when you add the 6 games from last year, he knocked right down to a great quarterback. You add those 6 games from last year, and he better hope it's rust. Because if it ain't rust, he's going to be coming down, down, down. But right now in his career, he's been a great quarterback. If he didn't have those bum 6 games last year, I'm telling you, I probably would have had him at the very bottom of elite. And I'm not even factoring in any rushing yards and all of this, by the way. And every quarterback we brought up, we talked about what was around him. We don't even want to talk about what was around him. He had probably less than many of the guys we already mentioned. They religiously gave him one weapon at a time. If that. So he's a great quarterback. Lamar Jackson, I have him in great. In the comment section, do you agree? Yes or no? Do you agree with my assessment of Deshaun Watson? Yes or no? Agree. Yes. No playoff success either. 1-2. The 0-1 was his sophomore year? You can't see technically his rookie year, because his rookie year he got hurt. So his sophomore rookie year, but he led his team to the playoffs. And then his sophomore year, he beat Josh Allen. So he's got a playoff win under his belt. Just saying. But yeah, anywho, let's keep it moving. All right. Justin Fields. This is gonna be an interesting one. Justin Fields, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Fields. We got 1 year in the books. 2 years. Sorry, I'm tripping. We got 2 years in the books. 2 years in the books for Justin Fields. All right. So as a rookie, he only played 10 games. He went 2 for 8. 58.9% completion percentage, 1,800 yards, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. See, this is that Trevor Lawrence start again. This is the Trevor Lawrence beginning. Remember? And then last year, he went 3-12. Played 15 games. 60% completion, 17 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Trevor made a bigger leap in year 2. Now, we have to bring up rushing for in this situation because it's one of his biggest attributes. Rookie season, 420 yards. That helps, but it was still a let me see. What would I categorize that year? His rookie year, I would give it I got to say bad. I still got to say bad. I want to say below average, but it's still bad. It was still bad. His rookie year was bad. Now, his sophomore year, rushing for 1,143 yards with 8 rushing touchdowns. It's tough. As a passer, he still has a lot to be desired. His year 3 is going to be everything, especially since they've loaded up and gotten a lot of support and help around him. But his year 2 with the rushing, y'all got to help me. What do y'all say his year 2 was? Remember, he only in year 2, he threw for 2,242 yards, but he also rushed for 1,100. So he was in the 3,000 all-purpose range. And he was explosive, but it's still so much to be desired. But we're talking about one of the most depleted teams around him as well. So what would y'all rank his year number 2? Where do you put year 2 for him, what he just did this year? I know his rushing was elite, but we're not just going to stop there. As an overall quarterback, where do you put his year 2? It's tough. It's tough. His year 2 still was a 60% passer. This one's tough, man. I'm going to say, gosh, man, this is tough, but I got to say this given his circumstances. We could give a little bit more lenience on these guys in purple when it comes to circumstance. I'm going to say this year was above average. But he did show so much spark. So we got a bad and an above average. I think right now it's fair to just sit him overall as an average quarterback. Some would argue below average, but I think the fair thing to do, given the circumstances of Chicago the last 2 years, for now is to just sit him in the category of average. So his ceiling right now is good and his floor is bad. I know he had no weapons, but as long as he's in purple, every year we can move him. You know, you can move him with a greater move. Say this year he has weapons and he goes hypothetically up to elite. We're going to run that same situation I just ran with Geno, where his first 2 years you can't put that much weight on the average, the above average and the bad, and he'll go all the way. Like if he has an elite season this year, I'm gonna jump him all the way up to probably really good. Somewhere in that realm. And the only reason he'll be above Geno because it's less time that he did it, which shows us more. So right now I got to sit him at average. Let me know if that's fair or not. Do y'all agree or disagree? All right. So I think we've gotten through enough for today. Do y'all agree? This might be a good stopping point for us to pick up the rest next time. Oh man, y'all see where I did that, right? Somebody said stop playing, TD. Oh man, I think we should end it here. In the next stream, we pick up where I left off. Who's next? Oh, Tua's next. Tua's next. Should we do Tua or just start with Tua on the next stream? Oh man, we done went through 10, y'all. We can't do them all in one. I'm not doing them all in one sitting. Let me say that. I'm not gonna do them all in one sitting. We don't went through 10. I think the next 10 we should go Tua through Mac Jones. This is a 4-part series. Right? Let's do Tua. Do Tua. All right, we'll do Tua, then we'll stop. Okay. We'll do Tua, then we'll stop. Okay. We'll do Tua, then we'll stop. All right. I'll give y'all that. Let's go ahead and knock Tua out. Let's get Tua's done. I can get rid of the elite, so I could put it right here, so we can figure out where he belongs. All right, here we go. Let me pull up everything I need on Tua, his bio I have. Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa representing for Samoa, turning beef to barbacoa. Hey, baby, good. Oh, y'all give me a second. I'm gonna eat soon. All right. Here we go. All right. So first and foremost, Tua has a career completion percentage of 65.7. So let's just say 66. 8,000 yards, 52 touchdowns. Year one for Tua Tagovailoa, he only played 9 games because he wasn't better than the starter. He was a 64.1% completion. 1,800 yards is 200 a game, pretty much. 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, a little over, which isn't bad. I have to say, as his rookie season, where would you rank Tua? What is that? Where would you rank Tua his rookie season? Where would you rank Tua his rookie season? His rookie year. Where would you rank him? This is the same year he had to get pulled multiple times in games for the starter. Y'all tell me in the comment section, where do you rank him his rookie season? I'm going to tell y'all now. As a rookie, Tua was below average. He wasn't far from average, but he was below average. We know better than anybody. Needing to be pulled off the field, I don't care if you would have kept him on. He was below average. He wasn't bad or anything like that. Below average as a rookie. Year number 2. I was actually a lot more impressed with his year number 2 because people don't realize this is what I tried to tell y'all, okay? Flores actually created a system that would make Tua look better his second year, and a lot of y'all discount that. Y'all don't realize Flores extended his shelf life. If Tua would have had the same year he had his rookie year, his second year, I don't even think he'd be playing right now. But a lot of people don't realize Tua had a 68% completion percentage under Flores 2 years ago. This year, he dropped back down to 65, let's say, because 64.8. He dropped back down. Now, remember, this was in 12 games. Okay? Now, he put up 2,600 yards in them 12 games. If you do the math, that was 5 games missing. 5, 10, 15. That's about 1/3. He was on pace for 3,900, almost 4,000 with Flores in the second year. If he would have played the whole season, but he got hurt. The injuries. 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Tua's second year, his first year was below average. What would you put his second year? Where would you put Tua's second year under Brian Flores? What ranking would you give him for his second year? He was not really bad. He wasn't bad. He was not below average either. We're trying to get a real rating on him, y'all. Let's be fair, okay? Some people say average, second year average. Me personally, I had Tua at the higher level of average. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was so bad wanted to put him at the bottom of above average. But technically, it was an average season. He had a below average. He improved to average. Okay. Now, this year that just passed, where would you rank Tua for the season? Where would you rank Tua for the season? This year, he had 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Where would you rank him this season? All right, let me start reading them. Good, good, really good. Slightly above average. Really good. Great. Really good. Good. Really good. That's great. Good. Above average. He better not be in good. How many TDs did he have? He had 25 touchdowns. Remember, this is in 13 starts, 13 games, 3,500 yards. He missing 4 games, so he was on pace for about 4,600 yards. He was on pace for 33 touchdowns. He was on pace for 11 interceptions. All right, I've got all y'all votes, okay? What was Tua this year? This year, Tua was a good quarterback. Okay. I ain't gonna lie. This year was so hard to rank him, but I ended up in good. There's reason why you would want to make him really good, and there's reason why you would want to make him above average. But at the end of the day, he was a good quarterback this year based off of what quarterbacks do. He was good this year. Tua he was good this year. Okay? Tua was a good quarterback this year. I understand the people like he should have easily been great this year, but he was good. The end of the season really hurt him. If he could have just kept going down the same path he was headed, we could take the Pittsburgh games. We could take the Houston, stuff in the second half. You could take the beginning of Baltimore, the Patriots game, the Bengals. You could take that type of stuff if that was his bad games only. But when you add 3 or 4 terrible games, and I'm going to be honest, I'm conflicted because I'm going to be honest. Me saying Tua was good this year feels like I'm trying to be more favorable towards him. That's how weird it is. It's like he was the very top of above average, but he was good. And then there's also a little bias in this field because coming from where he came from, all right, I'm going to put him in good. A lot of y'all saying I'm tripping. What you think, he was better than good or worse? Better or worse? Let me know in the comment section. He was better than I'm making it seem, or he was worse? The man was above average. Worse. He's not better than Trevor. No, nobody said he was better than Trevor. We're talking about the season. Did he have a better season than Trevor this year? I need to go compare. Better, worse. He got benched because Flo didn't like him. Way better. Worse. Then listen, I think I'm falling in a fair place at good. If I got people saying better and I got people saying worse, I think I'm telling y'all, I'm doing this chart unbiased. This has nothing to do with me not believing Tua as a long term either. And I think that placing him as good is the fair thing to do. Some people feel better, some people feel worse. I'm giving my honest opinion. At the end of the day, it was a good season, especially coming from being Tua. Remember, we're not factoring in injuries in this. We're not factoring injuries. Ain't nobody going to be sitting in no really good after what happened versus the 49ers, the Chargers, and Green Bay. Nobody. I think I'm being fair to say good, whether I'm overdoing it or underdoing it. I think that that's fair. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me read these super chats real quick. People giving their hard-earned money. I don't want to disrespect them. Tewan said, being unbiased, I'll put Tua at good, but that's being nice. Those first 2 years were horrible, and his third year was good. He should be in above average, but I'll give him good. Hey, well, I'm about to give my final. Overall. I'm about to give my 3-year assessment. I feel that Baltimore game really carried the load. If that never happened, he would be in above average to average. I can't dispute that, but it did happen, though. It did happen. You know what I mean? So, all right. So, my overall rating of Tua, when you got one season of below average, you got another season of above average, did we say? If I'm not mistaken, average or above average in one season of good. Tua Tagovailoa is right now in his career an above average quarterback holistically. Right now, he sits at, for his career, above average. His was actually a little more easier. And bad didn't weigh heavy because he was a rookie. Good had the heaviest weight, and in a new system that's more conducive for him, I guess. Yeah. And what some people may not realize, this new system, Tua's 8-5. Last year with Flores, he was 7-5. A lot of things were similar. You know, in under Flores, he had a better completion percentage by 3 whole points. This year, he was down to 64.8 completion percentage. The biggest difference in the game for Tua is the extra 68 yards per game. He now gets another 68 yards per game than what he used to get, which is massive, by the way, in football. 68 yards per game more now. But believe it or not, a lot of the rest of the stuff is very similar, if not better, the last year of Flores. He was more efficient with Flores. 68% completion. That's one thing that I didn't like this year, was that his completion percentage went down. Some people would say, yeah, but he threw more deep balls. His deep balls were actually what drove the completion percentage to be high. That tells you there's an area where he really struggled this year, and I've been trying to tell y'all what area that is. Nobody want to believe me. Just go look at the raw data. Passes under 10 yards, Tua was bad this year. And it's so backwards. Under Flores, he was the best in the league under 10 and terrible deep. And now he completing more deep and terrible shallow. I have no idea why. It's just, I have no clue why. I just hope this year he put both of them together. He put both of them together, he's going to have a 70% completion year. He might break 5,000 yards with that type of play. And as long as he don't turn the ball over, man, the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. QB ratings should matter. What do you mean by that? What, we supposed to put him elite because he had the number 1 QB rating? I already told you that factors nothing into this. It factors nothing into this. Because now you basically saying Andy Dalton and Tua are on the same level. Shaking my head, Andy Dalton. Yeah, for the career. They're on the same level for the career. Do you want to go to Andy Dalton's best year? Do you need me to pull up Andy Dalton's best year? Yeah, for the career, yeah, I'm putting them on the same level. You want to compare Andy Dalton's first 4 years to Tua's first 4 years? Andy Dalton will put him to shame. If you really want to talk, you want to go Andy Dalton's first 3 years versus Tua's first 3 years? Andy Dalton will put him to shame. So yeah, from a career standpoint, right now that's the path they're headed on. Oh, you're trying to say they the same. First of all, the comparison ain't fair because one of them played freaking 13 years, the other 3. But y'all act like y'all don't know what a cumulative score is, all together overall. Come on, man. Andy Dalton, listen, for 4 years straight, Andy Dalton played every game of the season. You want to know what Andy Dalton record was as a quarterback in his first 4 years? Let me see. He never had a losing season in the first 5 years. 9-7, 10-6, 11-5, 10-5, 10-3. He never threw under 3,000 yards. In his third year, like Tua, he threw for 4,300 yards. And that's in 16 games, not on a 17-game pace. He also threw for 33 touchdowns. Stop, man. And we're talking about Andy Dalton with that team compared to a Tua with Tyreek and Waddle. So stop. Stop. Please stop. Anyway, let me go ahead and place Tua where he belongs. Like I said, Tua's overall ranking as of right now in the NFL for his career is above average. It ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That ain't a bad place to be so young in your career where you can easily turn that around, increase that. Put more years like you did before together, like last year, but improve on it. Be more consistent. TD, why people keep using this QB rating narrative? He didn't play a full season. Of course, he's going to have a high rating. Yeah, I mean, if you start out hot and then you ain't playing no more, then yeah, of course. And if you really want to be fair, Brock Purdy had the highest rating in the NFL. If you really want to be fair. TD talked himself from good to above average. No, I didn't. I said last year was good. Now I'm putting him on the board of what his career has been so far. I didn't talk myself from that. Last year he was good. He had a below average season, he had an above average season, and he had a good season. His overall is above average. I didn't talk myself out of anything. Malachi said I missed his super chat. Did I? I feel that Baltimore game really already got that. Where's Malachi? I'm looking for it, Malachi. When we were talking about Tua was good, we were talking about this season, the season he just had. And I said, I feel like it's fair to put him at good. Some people fell higher, some people fell lower. I thought he was a good I don't, Malachi, I'm so sorry. I don't see it. I went back as far as I could. I didn't see it, bro. It didn't come through on my end. So right now, Tua's career, he's been an above average quarterback. For his career, he's been above average. One of those monthly super chats. Oh, okay, let me see if I can find it, bro. My bad. Malachi. Give me a second, Malachi. Hey, bro, nah, it never came through, bro. My bad, man, on that. I don't know why I didn't. I'm sorry, bro. He should be above Trevor. Oh my gosh. Y'all need to stop. How many years Trevor got? How many years Trevor got under his belt? Again, y'all have to understand the science behind what we're doing. You have to understand the science behind what we're doing. Trevor Lawrence is only 2 years worth. He had a below average rookie season, just like Tua. And last year, when you put his season, he was, I mean, what was it, really good? Or some say great, but really good. When you put it together, 2 seasons, it ends up at good. But Tua has 3 seasons. One of them being below average, one of them being, many argue, average, and the last one being good. He's right now, he falls at above average. TD, what's Trevor's record? I have to go back to look it up, man. We already passed Trevor. I told y'all what the record was on the stream already. You might have to go back in the stream and find it. But yeah, this is where we are right now. QB rankings for their career. People gonna see this and they're gonna be like, "Oh, look at this guy's rankings. This is ridiculous." This is their career, not last season. Not last season. And remember, I didn't put heavy weights on these guys' rookie years. It was their rookie year. If you exceed it, that's good for you. But I didn't put a heavy weight on Tua being below average as a rookie. I put a normal weight on him being average as a sophomore. And I put a normal weight of him being good as a junior. And technically, when you put it down the middle, that's above average. That kind of wipes out the below average season. Ain't no way he's really good. At the end of the day, Tua is right where he needs to be. And he's smack dab in the middle of it. Maybe a little bit on the upper side. Well, he ain't far from good. Wow, Gino over Tua. No, like I said, it depends. Once again, never mind. I ain't finna go back and forth with people because a lot of people coming in here looking at the list and they don't even know that we're talking about for their careers. They don't even know we're putting their whole careers together. They just automatically seeing, no, they're not putting it together. Some people gonna come in here and be like, Deshaun Watson was bad last year. How was he over Trevor Lawrence? They're not even paying attention to what the rules are for it. So Done with the back and forth. Malachi said Jimmy G is an above average QB. He has never thrown for more than 4K yards or 30 plus touchdowns. I disagree, and here's why. You don't have to throw for 4K and over 30 touchdowns. You have to play great football at a high level for your team and not be the reason they lose. How well do you do that? Jimmy G doesn't have to throw for 4,000 yards when they have an actual running game. He doesn't have to have 30 touchdowns when they actually have running backs who gets a heavy amount of touchdowns as well. The way the system is, Tua ain't got to have that. The way the system is designed, you don't have to. It's not a requirement for everybody to have over 4,000 yards to be, good. It's not just stats, y'all. Jimmy G has been in the playoffs more than any of these quarterbacks we named. And has a winning playoff record pretty much. So I'm sorry. Let me go look at this real quick. Game starts. He's 4-2 in the playoffs. He's not losing games for his team. Now, the two that they did lose, you can look at them, but that's 4-2. In essence, he's the quarterback you need to be competitive and make a run every year. But does that make him good enough to win a Super Bowl? When we're done with this list, you're going to realize that I believe you have to be elite, great, or really good to win a Super Bowl. Everybody else ain't winning no Super Bowl unless you got a historic team surrounding you. You have to be elite, great, or really good to win a Super Bowl. Once again, unless you have a historic team around you. That's the back end of this conversation when we place everybody where they belong. So when you look at Tua and he's in purple, which means, in my opinion, his upside has went up to really good. He one day could win a Super Bowl if he can reach that really good status as an overall career quarterback. And right now, he's still in that range where he could reach really good if he continues to play at a high level and he gets better because he's in purple. And I believe he still has room to grow. But he can also be as low as below average for his career if he tank out this year. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll stop right here. I think this is a good stopping place. And we'll pick up next time we stream. I think we did some good work here today. I think for the most part, many people agree with where we've landed so far, with the exception of maybe one or two, but that was expected to happen. And we'll keep on running down this list, man. We'll finish it out. And we'll place everybody where they belong, and then we'll have those real conversations of, long-term career and all of that stuff. Who can win a Super Bowl? Who can't? All that. My super chat, TD. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. That's my QB in my TO voice. I got you, man. But like I said, man, I'm not being biased in any way here. I'm just trying to put them where they actually, for their career, where they belong, man. Anyway, man, this is TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Hopefully y'all enjoy. Next time you see me live, hopefully today or tomorrow, it'll be more the same. We'll continue down this path with this list, all right? Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fans up no matter what. I will see y'all soon. Y'all keep your head up and stay blessed, peeps. Love you. Peace. I am out.